Okay, hi there, Mike Grinberg speaking to you from Koblenz in Germany. Today I've recorded a video for you called Your English Workout, and I'm extremely happy to share it with you. Here's what you're going to learn from the video today. First, I'm going to give you a simple step-by-step plan for a small workout that you can do this coming weekend. This is something that's going to help you develop your English skills further. I will give you some very short explanations and you will understand how it works and why it works the way it should. And finally, you will get an invitation to a very low-key, simple online event. This is not a training program, nothing like that. Will be just a very simple and a very useful event for you. So I hope this works as a plan. Just a few words about who this presentation is for. So this presentation or this session is for if your level is pre-intermediate to upper intermediate. So if you're a beginner, sorry, that's not for you. If you're an advanced learner of English, well, most probably this is not for you. If your level is pre-intermediate and upper intermediate, this is something that you will probably find useful. You need more practice. More specifically, you feel that you need more speaking practice. So if you think that you need more speaking practice, this video is going to be for you. And you would like to speak more, you would like to expand your vocabulary, you would like to develop your listening skills. So if you'd like to develop your listening skills, this video is going to help you. If you'd like to stretch your grammaring skills, now grammaring is not even an English word, but I use it this way after a methodologist that I like. So grammaring as a verb, which means using grammar in communication, using grammar in order to give meaning to what you're saying. And if you'd like to practicing writing in English a little, this video is also going to be helpful for you. So a few words about who the session is not for. If you need to make a lot of progress very quickly, this is not about today. So basically, if you'd like to make a lot of progress very quickly, just contact us. We have intensive programs for you instead. If you need if you need a kind of a full-fledged training program, this is not really about this kind of training. And if you're looking for something revolutionary, something super duper new, this is also not about the plan that I'm going to share with you today. So finally, if you're looking for if you would like to get results automatically without putting in any energy, this is probably not going to be that interesting. Okay, so if on the contrary, if you believe that language learning is a marathon and not a sprint, and if you'd like to make a step forward, and if you'd like to develop your English skills a little bit, if you think that doing something is better than nothing, you will definitely like the plan that I'm going to share with you today. Just a few principles before I share the workout with you. Just a few basic principles. What do you think? Why do apps and course books don't work very well? What do you think? There are lots of apps nowadays, and you can see so there are lots of them in Apple Store, Google Store. So apps, some of them are quite helpful. They get you to learn some vocabulary, things like that. I'm not saying they're bad, but what's the main limitation here? And by the way, there are lots of great books that help you to practice your vocabulary or grammar or whatever. What's bad about them? Why do you think they can't get you to speak more fluently or to write better? Well, this is because language is about communication, right? So language is used for communication, and that means if you would like to communicate, you have to if you'd like to develop your language skills, you have to communicate. There is nothing you can do if you don't use the language. So in order to develop the language, you have to use it. You simply have to do that. And communication means different things. It means listening, writing, reading, but most importantly, it means speaking. So speaking is one of the skills that people need most when we talk about developing English skills. So so basically, I'm going to share a workout with you that is based upon this fundamental principle that in order to develop your English language skills, you have to communicate. So the activities that I'm going to share, some of them you can do them on your own, just alone. Some of them will require a conversation partner, so you will need somebody else, like a friend. One or two of the activities that I will share with you will require a teacher. But this is, like I said, because language learning cannot happen without communication. So anyway, I'm just sharing these things with you. You can use them or you can choose not to use them. You can skip the ones that you don't want to do. You're free to do whatever you want with what you learn. Okay, let's go. So basically, what you're going to learn, there will be a speaking part of the workout. There will be an extensive listening part. There will be an intensive listening part. So there will be two types of listening. There will be a way you will learn about a way to practice to develop your vocabulary, to learn some grammar, not to learn some grammar, but really to practice some grammar, to stretch your grammar skills. You will be able to practice your writing a little bit, and you will be able to practice reading a little bit. And this is really what I'm going to share with you. It's like a workout. So this is basically, this is not something automatic. This is not something that will play like an app. We're talking hard work here. So here is a warning that I would like to you to hear right now. So I'm going basically just to give you a set of exercises or instructions, do this, do that. And these things, you may find some of them hard. I also hope that you will find all or maybe most of them enjoyable. And if you listen up to the very end of this video, if you watch this video up to the end, I will share one particular way with you, one particular thing that will enable you to do it without too much hard work and without too much sweating. So, okay, here we go. So the first thing that I suggest that you do, and I suggest that you do this coming weekend, for example, is I suggest that you, when you start your English workout, I suggest that you talk to somebody for at least 10 minutes. Talk to somebody for at least 10 minutes because, you know, if you don't have any speaking practice in your life, then how do you think can you become more fluent in English? How do you think can you maintain the fluency level that you have? It's absolutely essential that you talk to people. So start your workout, and this is step 0, I would say. This is not really step 1, this is step 0. Start your workout by talking to somebody for at least 10 minutes. And of course, we're talking about English conversation here, not any other, not some other language. What can you talk about? Well, you can, if you're talking to a stranger, introduce yourself. Describe the place where you live. Tell your partner about your work or studies. Ask them questions about their life, their routines, what they like. If you do all these things, you will probably spend 10 minutes warming up. Who can you talk with, or who can you talk to? Well, you can talk, if you have a teacher of English, for example, if you're one of my students, talk to your teacher. that is me or some other teacher. Talk with a conversation exchange partner. So I don't know if you know this concept, but conversation exchange partners are people who learn some other language, for example, Russian or German. Just Google language exchange or conversation exchange. There are lots of websites that help you find people who want to practice some other language, for example, Russian, and who can talk to you, who can speak English to you in return. Talk to another student. Find another student who also wants to develop her English skills, or talk to a friend who speaks English better than you, or maybe just at your level. Or even if you find somebody who doesn't speak English very well, remember, something is better than nothing. That's one of the fundamental principles of practice. So talk to another student. Or, and that's basically the worst case scenario, if you cannot find anybody who speaks English near you, talk to yourself. That's probably not the best thing you can do, but it kind of works sometimes. So at least talk to yourself for 10 minutes and speak in English to yourself. Talk to an imaginary buddy. Okay, so that was step 0. After you have warmed up, I suggest that you watch a TED Talk. Do you know what TED Talks are? I will share my screen with you in a moment. I'll just share my screen with you. Okay. So this is TED. This is a website. The address is TED.com. Just go to this address. And now what I suggest is that you find a video that you find interesting. What you can do is you can click on Discover here. And then click on, you can click on Watch and then click on TED Talks here. And I suggest that you choose something short. So here you can choose the short talks that are 0 to 6 minutes long. And for example, you can sort them by, let's choose the most viewed, that these are the most popular talks here. So let's take this 8 Secrets of Success talk here. Here we are. So what I suggest is that you can just watch this 3.5 minutes talk. And there are different ways you can watch it. You can watch it just like that. Click Watch. And if you do it, you will watch it without subtitles. You can also watch it with subtitles, with English subtitles. Or you can watch it without subtitles first and then with English subtitles. It's quite interesting, actually, that you have lots of translations here. So after you watched it several times in English, if you still don't understand certain things, you can choose a translation that works for you. Finally, there is a very interesting mode here. You can click on... So basically, you have a transcript here. If you click on transcript, you will see the text. And if I play the video now, you will see that it will be highlighting the words that are being pronounced by the speaker. This is a very useful way to use TED Talks. I'm going to, yeah. So you can see it right now. Okay, you probably don't hear anything, and that's fine. So basically, this is the TED Talks website, and I'm going to tell you a couple more things that you can. So just a sec, I will just stop screen sharing, and I'll go back to. Okay, unfortunately, I have to go back to. I have to go way back to. Okay, no, we're fine. So, so what you can do. So basically, you can watch the TED Talk, and you can choose. I would just like to repeat that you can watch something short. The shorter, the better. You can, and I recommend that you watch something that is quite popular. because probably it's a good talk. If lots of people have enjoyed it, it's more likely. There is no guarantee that you will enjoy it, but it's more likely that you will enjoy it as well. Okay, let's move on. And let's discuss what else you can do. What you can do after you have watched the talk. Probably watched the talk several times. This talk was short, 3.5 minutes. That's nothing. You can watch this video, for example, I don't know, 5 times until you have understood a lot. So then again, it would be great if you have somebody, if you do it together with somebody. Then what you can do at this point is you can discuss this talk with, discuss this video with a friend. And here are some ideas, some discussion ideas for you. One thing that you can ask each other is, what do you understand? So you can ask your conversation partner, what do you understand? So you can ask the person to summarize the talk. You can talk about things that you don't understand, and you will probably not understand everything, and that's absolutely fine. You can talk about things that you agree with or disagree with. You can talk about, you can ask yourself, or you can ask each other this question: what stories come to your mind when you're watching this? If you have any free associations, if you have any personal examples or stories that are connected with this talk, you can share them with your partner. So again, if you can do this with your teacher, with a person who is learning another language like Russian, so you can do this during your conversation exchange session, or you can do it with another student, or even if you don't have anybody to talk with, you can do it with yourself, but just go and do it, you know. After that, you can do some vocabulary work. Vocabulary work, I will just, today I'm not gonna share anything fancy with you. What I suggest is that while watching and reading the transcript, look up the words that block you, that prevent you from understanding. And you can use an English-English or an English-Russian or an English-German dictionary to help you. You can look up all the words that really prevent you from understanding the video. But I suggest that you only learn, properly learn, 1 or 2 words. So try not to overlearn. Don't learn too much, because learning words is a real investment. And if you make yourself, if you get yourself to really memorize a dozen or I don't know 100 words or something like that, this might appear as a very tedious, time-consuming job. So I suggest that you take it easy. Choose 1 or 2 words that you think you will really use in the future and learn them properly. What do I mean by learning them properly? Well, basically try to make some sentences with these words in English. And it would be nice if you could share these words with somebody who knows English better than you, so that this person gives you some feedback and you understand, yeah, I can use this word this way. Do it with just 1 or 2 words, and I think this is enough for our workout. That's enough vocabulary work. One other thing that you can do is you can read some comments below the video. Let me show you again. I will share my screen again. Let me show you where the comments are. So basically here, if I click on comments, you can see that there are 570 comments here. And I suggest that you filter, like you sort them by upvotes, and this will show you the most popular comments. And you can read some discussions here. Some people agree with each other. Some people agree with the speaker, some not. Some people don't like the comments of other people. Sometimes there are some fights here. Now, why do I think that reading comments is a good idea for you? Well, this is because I think that it is good because you will see how people express their point of view, how people express their opinion. And if you would like to learn how to express yourself more effectively, how to agree and disagree, how to argue, how to convince other people, you might find something useful in the comments. Of course, some of the commenters will be not very effective, and you will notice that. Some will use some non-standard English, and that's fine, because in real life, you will also be dealing with people who use non-standard English. And yet, as a teacher, I found comments as a very useful source of language. So don't ignore them. Read them. Don't read too many. Just choose a few. Maybe read the ones that have most upvotes first, and spend no more than maybe 10 minutes doing this. So, and if you wish, you can join the discussion and you can take part in it. Okay, so the next step of our workout is micro dictation. And here's what I think you can do. Choose a fragment of the video that is 30 to 60 seconds long. Now, if you are lower intermediate, choose 30 seconds, do only 30 seconds. If you feel like if you feel like really working out, do 60 seconds, but not more. Listen to this fragment of the video without subtitles. And listen maybe 3 or 4 times over and over again. And each time you listen, try to make some notes. Try to write things down. Try to write down first the most important words, then the less important words, and then everything else. And I suggest that you don't write the text, that you don't stop the video too often. So just play it like that at full speed and try to write things down. Then the next time, try to write some more words down. And finally, during your 3rd or maybe 4th listening, try to write down everything that you missed before. And then if you're working out together with a friend, compare your notes with those of your friend. And it makes a lot of fun usually. So why you do that, by the way? Because this is the way you can develop your listening skills, and this is the way you can adjust to different accents. And the TED website has lectures and talks by lots of different presenters who come from from lots of different countries all over the world. So this is a wonderful resource to improve your that allows you to improve your listening skills. Okay, now let's talk about writing skills. I'm not sure if you really want to do this step, but if you feel like developing your writing skills, I have some excellent activities that go together well with the previous steps. So one of the things you can do is you can using the notes that you produced during the previous stage, try to reconstruct the fragment based on your notes. So try to pull everything together and try to remember what what exactly the presenter said. This activity is very good for your grammar. So if you do this, this will be very good for your grammar, because after you finish, you can compare your summary or your text with the original text, and the differences that you will see, if there are any differences, are very likely to be connected to some areas of grammar that you are not really familiar with. So this activity is very good for noticing useful grammatical constructions. Another alternative is to simply write a summary of the talk, write a comment below the video, like I said earlier. And it's good, as usual, it's good to write together with another student. Don't write alone. So if you're alone, of course, write it on your own. But if you're working out together with another student, write collaboratively with another student. So, and of course, I suggest that because language is about communication and writing is also about communication, I suggest that you show your text to somebody who can read in English, so that there is this act of communication, so that you could ask people what they understand, what they don't understand, and you get some feedback. Even you don't have to correct your text, but it's always good to show it to somebody. Okay, so basically, as you can see, I've shared a very basic workout with you. And I will list the steps again so that you don't forget them. So first, speak to somebody for 10 minutes. Then watch a video, maybe a TED Talk. Discuss it with some other person or with yourself. Learn new words. And by that, I mean look up the words that prevent you from understanding and really learn 1 or 2 words very well. Do a micro dictation based on a fragment of the video, and do some writing practice at the end. So I really wanted, some of you might think, this is so simple, but I really wanted to share something simple with you so that you have a clear, straightforward plan and you know exactly what you can do. And now I have one question for you. What do you think? If you really go through these stupid, simple, idiotic steps of the workout, what do you think? If you go through these steps quickly without any perfectionism, just do them somehow, do you think it will help you to keep your level, your current level? Do you think it will help you to maintain your current English level? Do you think it will help you make one step further and probably push your level just one notch further towards proficiency? Do you think it will happen? Well, I'm absolutely sure it will. I'm absolutely sure that if you really go through these basic steps, your level of English will you will get better at English, and your level of English will go up a little bit. So the conclusion here is basically just do it. I would really like you to stimulate you to do it. And I would like to help you. I would like to make sure that you really do it, that you don't just nod and say, yeah, that looks like a good plan, but you really go forward and do all these steps. So here's my suggestion. Would you like to do it together with me and my students? Because this coming Saturday, online, we're going to be, I'm going to be holding an experimental speaking club session. And let me explain you what it's going to look like. So here's what we're going to do. First, and this is really step 0, this is a kind of a warm-up, we're going to meet together in an online discussion room with some other students, other people interested in developing their English skills, and we're going to talk to each other. We're going to meet each other. We're going to ask some personal questions, I don't know, about places where we live in and things like that. And we're going to be using microphones and cameras. So this is not going to be a text chat. This is going to be a real conversation, like in real life. And it's going to be all in English. After that, we're going to watch a TED Talk together. It's going to be a very short talk. We're going to watch this talk together, and then we're going to discuss it in small groups. After that, we're going to look at the words, and we're going to learn some of them together. We're going to read 1 or maybe 2 comments below the video and also discuss them. After that, we're going to do a micro dictation. We're going to do a micro dictation to develop our listening skills based on one of the short fragments of the video. And finally, we're going to do a little bit of writing based on this fragment, probably text reconstruction, but it's not going to be too long. So here's the session plan again. We're going to meet and talk, watch a video, discuss it, learn some vocabulary, read a comment or 2. Micro dictation is missing here, but there's going to be a micro dictation and a bit of writing. What do you think? Do you think it's a good plan? Do you think that if you do it, like if you decide to do it together, with other people, there is a greater chance that you will actually do it. The whole thing is going to take 60 to 90 minutes maximum. And let me just tell you a few things about the session format. So now the session format is going to be mini groups, and I'm extremely proud about that, because I'm extremely proud of putting it together, of this format. So there will be 3 or maximum 4 participants in each room, because there will be multiple rooms. And everything will be in English. So as a result, you will get a lot of speaking practice. You will be speaking English all the time. And that's my main goal as a trainer and as a facilitator. So what's the problem with most speaking clubs online? Basically, the problem is that if there are many people in the speaking club, it often happens that there is one very active person that starts talking to the teacher, and then basically this monologue or dialogue takes a lot of time, and other people start falling asleep, checking Facebook. It's not a good scenario. It's not a good idea. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do instead is you will get some tasks from me, and you will get into mini groups, into mini kind of sub rooms inside the main room. And you will be talking to each other and following the task instructions, and I will be listening. Well, it's a strange animation. I'll be listening to different groups. I will be going from group to group. And if you have any technical problems or anything like that, you will be able to ask me, and I will be able to help out. If you decide that you need some more personal feedback, there will be an option for you. There will be an opportunity for you to get extra feedback from me. So there will be an extra option where you will be basically be able to share a recording of this of your participation of the session with me, and then we can arrange a separate session where I will give you feedback, all the feedback you need. So basically that's it. So join us this coming Saturday for this highly experimental, wildly strange, unusual session, and push your English further. Push your English skills further and boost your English as a result. So make a step towards your success. All you will need is a good internet connection, a quiet place without noise, headphones, or it's even better to have a headset that is headphones with a microphone. And any computer or any Android or Apple device will work just fine. So that's it. And by the way, the price is absolutely ridiculous. I was sort of, wondering how much I should charge. Shall I charge the standard price for just conversation practice, like 25 euro, something like that? Or shall I charge you for 5 different sessions? And then I thought, no, this is not what I want. I would like this session to be really accessible. And this is why this experimental session is going to cost you just 10 euro. So this is basically not even a rate. This is a kind of a registration fee. You might be wondering, why is it so little? Well, this is because I would like to make it accessible, and I would not like the price to be a kind of a barrier for you. So this is basically about 685 rubles or 300 hryvnias. I know that many of you are in Ukraine. Many more are from Russia, so 10 euro. I hope that this is not that much of a deal, and especially compared to the value that you'll be giving, this is just basically free. So hurry up. I will be closing the registration funnel on Friday. I don't know when you're watching this, but on Friday I will be closing the sign-up process. So basically what I will do right now is you should be able to see the sign up button somewhere, probably to the right from the slides. So sign up for the session. All you need to do is you basically need to fill out a short form and join us. The instructions are pretty straightforward. Just follow the link, leave your contact details, and that's it. Okay, so you should be able to see the sign up button somewhere on your screen. Click on it and join us this coming Saturday. I'd be really happy to help you develop your English communication skills further. Thank you very much for watching, and just click on the banner and sign up. And I think this is a kind of an experiment. I don't know if I ever repeat it again. But I think that this is a very good experiment, and I think that this is a very good idea to be able to maintain your English and to do something for yourself this summer. Not a kind of a fundamental breakthrough, just a step, but you know this thing that very often, if you want to make some kind of a shift in your life, some fundamental shift, it's good to start with something. Something is better than nothing. It's good to make a step forward, and this is exactly what I'm offering you right now. Just join us this coming Saturday and take part in the speaking club, and I'd be extremely, extremely happy to see you and to talk to you this coming Saturday. If you have any questions, let me know. You have my contact details. You can ask me. You can write an email or get in touch with me on Facebook. But generally speaking, you have the link in front of you, so just follow it and join us this coming Saturday. I'd be insanely happy to see you. Thank you very much for watching.